Hey art friends, Mr. Brown here. I'm recording this really quick just in case our video call with Mrs. Mantins and the rest of the fifth grade classes for next week don't go as planned. Been experiencing a lot of technical difficulties with Zoom and with Google Meet, so I'm just starting to do this now. We're going to draw a cactus today, but we're going to also draw a cactus with a very rare flower bloom on top of it. These are really cool and they don't happen very often. I think cactuses they have a flower bloom once every year, but it doesn't last very long, and it only lasts like a day or so. So it's really rare to see them, and they're really, really beautiful. We're gonna start. It's a pretty simple drawing too, but it's really fun. So we're gonna start up here with just a circle, and it's gonna be a pretty big circle because the center of these flowers, depending on the size of the cactus, are also really, really big, like the size of a sunflower. So we're gonna start with a circle here, and what we're going to do is we're going to come off the side like this with little curved lines, and we're just going to add these extra little circles to them. And you can add a bunch of these because these come off every about centimeter or so on the actual flower. Just going to do them a little more spaced out so they are a little bit easier to see. If we did them too close together, it would kind of mess up the details. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create the first layer of petals. Now the petals are really, really weird looking. So what I would suggest is you tilt your paper. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to start back here with kind of two lines, right? And it's going to curve up and in like a point. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start up here. So it kind of looks like the top of one of those buildings from like Moscow, Russia, like those temples. You can also just curve up like that, like an S shape, and then curve back in. Okay, that's the easiest way. I was practicing this right before I started filming, and I wanted to see like if there was like ways I could maybe make this a little easier to draw. My easiest tip, especially for you fifth graders, just practice the petal a few times and then you'll get it down. But if you don't practice it and you're just trying to dive in, you're not going to get that distinct kind of pointed shape at the top, and it's not going to look right. I'm going to actually do one more layer. So I'm going to start right here. You can do dots. I did two dots, and then I'll do a dot in the center. But now you got to kind of carve it up and in, and you got to make sure that it connects. So that can be actually more confusing if you don't do it right. But if it works for you, great. And you can tell I'm putting this next layer in between each of the layers below. And if you wanted to continue making this flower, that's what you would do. You would just keep squeaking in another layer of petals in between each. So they get smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay. I'm going to leave it right there for now. Let's see, I have all my drawing papers under me. I'm gonna leave it right there for now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to make the cactus. So these things can grow right on top of the cactus. They can grow off the arms of the cactus. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw the cactus kind of going up, and then this will be like almost in the middle of it. And cactuses are weird. They can grow in all sorts of different weird angles and shapes. I'm gonna make this one really wide here, and then kind of taper in down at the bottom. And then I'm going to add those fun little cactus arms to it too. There's no right or wrong way to make a cactus arm or anything like that. Maybe I'll do like a small one over here. Okay. And the secret with these cactuses is drawing just kind of a dashed straight line up to the center. And then each little layer, you can kind of think of it looking like almost like the rows of corn and an ear of corn. But these are, as we know, the prickles, the prickly prickles. Okay, and the fun thing about this is like I made my body of the cactus really, really weird looking. It was just fun. You can make yours any way you want. A lot of times these will just kind of follow the arm. So I'll just start more to the left this time and I'll start going up. And you can do less of these lines or more. Now the last step, and this is more of a detail step, is to go into each one of these and just add like a little flick to show the prickers. I just go left to right, left, right, left, right. And this might seem like it's going to take forever, but it really doesn't, especially with a steady hand and some focus. Okay, you're getting the idea, right? We're going to continue that with all of them if you want to. And if you're going to make the outside seem prickly, my advice to you would just be to add a few clusters of the prickles here and there. If you add them all over the cactus, it just, I don't know, it makes it look fuzzy or furry instead of making it look like sharp. This is kind of like I'm taking this idea from like barbed wire. You ever see barbed wire? How it only comes off like three little pieces at a time. I just think it adds to the information that the drawing's giving you, but doesn't completely overwhelm your eye. So your brain starts telling you, well, maybe that's actually soft fuzzy like a teddy bear. Maybe that is kind of prickly, but not like the sharp cactuses you're used to seeing or would be seeing with these flowers. The other additional thing you can add is a flower but sideways up on one of the arms here. So what you do is you kind of create almost like a bowl shape, like a cereal bowl shape at the top, and you can just kind of do one of these, like almost like a zigzag line, and you could make the center kind of a little fuzzier like that, and you could add more little triangular zigzags on the inside, and you kind of have a different flower that's facing from the other direction. Now, of course, you can do your horizon line. You can get the Arizona red rocks in there. Those really cool rocks that have been eroded over time to look like bridges and archways. You could add maybe a little coyote howling at the moon or something. We'll try that out. I didn't plan on drawing this, so you're not allowed to make fun of me. Let's see here. We'll have his head tilted back, his ears up, and then his eye and his little doggy nose howling. And we'll have his arm coming down here like he's sitting. I like permanent marker because you can kind of cover up things that you didn't want to do earlier. And it teaches you how to problem solve really well, because once you make a mistake while you're drawing with permanent marker, you gotta just kind of get creative with it. There's no point in getting frustrated with yourself. So there's my drawing, and if it's a coyote who's howling, it better be at the moon, right? So, all right, there we go, my friends. I hope that I just get to teach you this in person, but if not, at least you have something to see so we can do a little drawing today. All right.